Today I'm going to talk about quantum healing and how healing the smallest parts of ourselves can bring big results. Quantum healing hypnosis is one of the best techniques to heal quickly and to heal profoundly, to heal on an emotional, physical and even karmic level. Dolores Cannon, who invented the technique, says that it is our minds that make us sick, and so it can heal us too. And in this way, with this technique that she invented, we get to heal profoundly and we get to find inner peace, acceptance and liberation. So today I want to share with you how quantum healing works and why it works so effectively. So by the end of this video, you'll understand how we all have the ability to heal with the power of our mind. Hi, I'm Esther, quantum healing hypnosis practitioner. My mission is to help people take their power back and become the beautiful creators of our own reality. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so I can create more awesome content for you. And now let's dive into quantum healing and how this beautiful technique can help us create the best for ourselves. To understand the power that we have to heal ourselves and how quantum healing is a brilliant modality to do so, we first have to understand how we create our life. So what are the creative elements in our life? Well, they are our perception and our emotions. Everything that we are, that we see, that we experience through our senses is dictated by our perception and the emotions that we attach to it. So from the moment that we're born, our brain registers these experiences and attaches an emotion to it. It's like it attaches a story to our experiences, whether it's positive or negative. And in turn, these experiences and these emotions that are attached to it create our beliefs, and this creates our programming, the way we work, the way we are conditioned. So these experiences and emotions are stored in the body and form our programming. Dr. Joe Dispenza says that we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. So depending on the way we have been conditioned or the way that we perceive things, we will see reality in one way or another. And this is why the way we feel affects our reality. So in a way, we don't really see reality as it is, but we perceive our own assumption of reality. So we only see a small part of reality. And every time we have a new experience, the brain will try to attach to it a feeling that it knows, a feeling that already exists in the body. So in a way, we tend to repeat things as we know them. We try to stay in this comfort zone. And we do this most unconsciously, and when we manage to do this consciously, that's when we can really be the creators of our life. So the idea is that to create a new life, we have to create new feelings, new beliefs within ourselves, a new story for ourselves. So if we can create this new story, then we realize that life around us changes because our perception of reality changes. So why do we get ill in the first place? Why do we create this discomfort in our life? Well, there are two main causes of illness. The first one is illness is a message from the body telling us that something is wrong, that we need to change something in our life. And the second one is that we have to learn a certain lesson. There is a message for us that we have to understand and integrate and bring into our life. And that's why we often self-sabotage or we repeat toxic relationships until we understand and we can move past this illness. So the first thing is to really take responsibility for the fact that we created this situation in our life. And this is already half of the healing done. When we can take responsibility, when we can see that we have been the originator of this situation in our life. And then when we can see that we did bring it into our life, whether it is consciously or unconsciously, we can then start forgiving ourselves. We can bring love to this situation, and we can understand that it was there to teach us something, and we can get from it the lesson that we need and then move on. So the idea is to change our conditioning so we can create a new reality for ourselves. And to do that, we have to release the emotions that are attached to these experiences, these feelings that no longer serve us. But of course, these emotions have been buried in the body for a very long time because our programming starts in very early childhood. And sometimes we even carry some programming from our ancestors and we don't even realize it. So it is important to first discern and find what are these feelings that are no longer serving us, so we can attend to them, put our attention to them, and start detaching the emotions from the feelings. Joe Dispenza says that an experience without emotion is wisdom. So when we manage to detach the emotion from that experience, then we get to that moment where we have learned the lesson and we can move on. And when these emotions and when these feelings have been buried in the body for so long, and when they're ancestral, it's obviously very difficult sometimes to find them or even to realize them. For example, when we look at human history and how times and times ago we used to live in pack, in really tight communities, if we were rejected for some reason from that community, that would mean that we wouldn't be able to survive, and that would mean that we would certainly die. And so from eons ago, we carry this fear of rejection within us because it's part of the survival technique that we learn as a human species. And nowadays, even though this fear isn't really valid anymore, it still translates in the way that we always try to be accepted from society. Even on social media or with our families, we're always looking for acceptance. And this creates a need and a fear of rejection in us. And this makes us try to always compensate for that. And because we try to compensate, we try to become something that we're not. We try to play this role in society, and we get further and further away from who we truly are. So how do we release these emotions, these beliefs that are not really ours? And how do we get closer to who we truly are? And how do we create the life that we want? Well, this is where quantum healing becomes very handy. Because in physics, the word quantum means the smallest part of something. So when you think about quantum healing, it means that we're healing the smallest parts of ourselves. So if you think of these emotions, these hidden beliefs, as small parts of data that form our programming, we are able in quantum healing to heal these parts and to let us create new beliefs. And when we can heal these smallest parts of ourselves, we can change our programming, our conditioning, and we can get to write a new story for ourselves. In quantum healing hypnosis, we work with the subconscious, and that's why we're able to heal so quickly and get amazing results. Because the subconscious can learn much quicker than the conscious mind. And so in a quantum healing session, we get to see life from a different perspective, from a different angle. We get to have distance from our life, from our situation, and see it and find solutions to it. And we also get to work with the subconscious directly by asking it questions and getting the answers that we need to heal and to understand what we need to do to change our life for the better. And in a quantum healing session, we go through a past life so we are able to see life from a different angle. I made a video about past lives, so check it out if you want to know how this can really help you understand who you truly are and move past certain situations, certain traumas, understand why things are this way today and where does it come from, what is the origin of the problem that we have today. When we work with the higher self, the subconscious mind, we're able to get to the root of the problem. We're able to release this problem, forgive and send it love. We're able to see the lesson in it and gain gratitude from it. And this is how we can heal the inner child. This is how we can get ourselves out of toxic patterns. This is how we can let go of ancestral beliefs that don't belong to us. And this is how we can create a new life for ourselves. In a quantum healing session, we are able to see these situations with a much broader spectrum, and we're able to experience things and create new emotions around that experience. And by changing our beliefs and our programming, we are changing our perception. And by changing our perception, this ultimately has an effect on our reality. Because when we change the way we see things, the things around us start to change. And that's how quantum healing allows us to heal the smallest parts of ourselves to get the most effective results. And this is how we take our power back, and this is how we get to be the conscious creators of our life. This is how we get to live a more heart-based life. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so I can create more awesome content for you. And until next time, stay in love, share the light.